Hey guys, so for today's video I wanted to chat a little bit about some of my very favorite people on the internet who talk about skin or aesthetics. I have a little section of people who talk about like the business side of the spa, aesthetic, skin, beauty industry. And I have a couple of different platforms as well. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite on YouTube and some of my favorite on Instagram. So these are some people who have really inspired me in terms of my business and what I do. If you're new here, I am a licensed esthetician, and the internet is a very vast place to learn pretty much anything you want to learn. You really never have to stop learning this day and age. So I learned a lot from these people and I will kind of talk about those as I go. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so for the most part, these are in no particular order, but this first one that I want to talk about is definitely one of my most used and referenced, and that is Dr. Dre here on YouTube. I'm not entirely sure if I have her credentials right, but I believe she has a PhD in microbiology, I think, and she is a board certified dermatologist, and she posts on YouTube every single day, every single weekday I believe, and I'm actually really behind on her videos right now, but she has a video about everything under the sun. She talks about hair, she talks about skin. She is the most informative. Sometimes she is just a little bit over my head, but most of what I know about skincare ingredients I learned from Dr. Dre. I want to know how she's a doctor, an actual real life doctor, and also posts on YouTube every single day. How do you do that? I don't know. I feel I'm struggling lately with like time. After quarantine, I'm back at work now, and I feel like, where did all my time go? I don't have any time to make a YouTube video. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for anything. My dishes are piling up, my laundry is piling up. I don't know how to be a human anymore. Anyway, she's incredible. I learned most of what I know from her. She always cites medical studies and dermatology journals, things like that. And of course, would this actually be a video about skincare influencers if it didn't include Hiram? Now, I love skincare by Hiram. I'm very behind on his videos too. But I started following him, which is so crazy, I think he was at like 16,000 subscribers, and that wasn't that long ago. I swear, after, like, right as I started following him and on after that, he blew up. As soon as he hit 100,000 subscribers, it took him, I don't even know, a couple of months to hit 1 million. Let me check and see how many he has right now. 2.5 million. I started following him at 16,000, and I swear that was like, it was this year. It was within the last 6 months. So he has blown up very quickly. But one of my very favorite things about Hiram is that I believe that he is a testament to the fact that you don't need any professional training or formal education to educate yourself. He is a skincare specialist. He's not an esthetician. He's not a dermatologist. He doesn't have any actual formal training, and he doesn't let that stand in his way, which is a beautiful thing about the internet. Like I mentioned, he is so knowledgeable, and he has discovered so many incredible resources that I use to educate himself and to in turn educate others on his YouTube channel. So he makes all kinds of videos about skincare brands. He'll rank products from his least favorite to his favorite or whatever it is. He reacts to a lot of skincare routines, which are always funny to watch. And he also has kind of like a skincare 101 series where he talks about just the basics of skincare that I think anybody could really benefit from, because there are certain videos really from any account or channel that like you kind of have to know a little bit about skincare to really understand what's going on. But like, you know, those skincare junkie videos. But he also makes videos for people who know nothing about skincare, like what is cleansing. So he is a really good YouTuber, and I enjoy watching him a lot. And through Hiram, I actually found James Welsh, who I don't know why the very first thing I want to say about him is his voice is the most soothing thing I think I've ever heard in my whole life. He's just so soft-spoken. He has an English accent.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where I talk about skincare, grooming, and sometimes hair, so that sounds like a thing. Make sure you are subscribed. Also, come follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not going to see here on YouTube.
And he's a more of kind of like the average consumer vlogger, blogger skincare guy. Like, he really enjoys skincare, he's very knowledgeable about it, but most of what he talks about in his videos are reviews. He does like skincare routines. Like, it kind of reminds me of like the old school beauty YouTube, but instead of with with makeup, he does it with skincare. So I really, really love watching his videos, mainly because he is so stinking soothing and just calming, and he talks about skincare. And one of my favorite things about his videos and all skincare content is that when I'm watching YouTube before bed and I'm laying in bed and I didn't wear makeup that day, so I'm like, I don't have to wash my face, it's fine, I didn't wear any makeup. Yeah, those videos kind of like inspire me, like, okay, get your butt out of bed and go wash your face. When I don't want to wash my face, I watch skincare YouTube because it inspires me to go wash my face. I also really love to watch Kaya Empire. I also found her through Hiram, actually. I would say her content is a little bit of a mixture between Hiram and James Wells. She does some like product reviews, things I'm not gonna buy, stuff like that, and then a little bit of Dr. Dre moved in there too because she has some type of, gosh, I don't know exactly what her degree is in, but I believe she's like an engineer, or not an engineer, but she has some sort of formal college training in chemistry, so she talks about the chemistry behind skincare products. I just realized I don't have Cassandra Banks in my notes. What is wrong with me? I made this list a long time ago, and then I just went through my list and wrote down some notes, and I guess I found Cassandra Banks recently. More recently than I made this list. Oh my gosh, I would have been so sad if I finished this video without talking about Cassandra Banks. Okay, I love Cassandra Banks. She is a medical esthetician. She's worked with dermatologists and everything for over 10 years. And one of my very favorite things about her, no offense, is her own acne struggles. She had cystic acne, she knows what it's like to deal with it, and that's relatable as heck to me because I have been insecure. I've only been licensed for not even a year, and I've always been insecure about the fact that I'm an esthetician and I take good care of my skin and I know about skin and I still have acne. It's very frustrating, it's very discouraging, but her videos teach me so much, not only about skin, but about the business behind big pharma and working with dermatologists, things like that. She is so incredibly knowledgeable. She's so well spoken. She was made to teach skin. She really was. She was made to teach skin. I learned so much from her. I'm also behind on her videos, but I think that's because I never want to start watching a video of hers unless I have my like notebook and pen ready. I had to take notes on what she's talking about because she teaches me so much. She's incredible. I love her. Moving on to Instagram, I found Laura Mae Esty on the, I think, Aveda hashtag. She graduated from aesthetic school at Aveda shortly after I did, and I found her through a photo of her bare skin, and you could see, you know, her imperfections and her pimples and things, and again, that's very relatable to me. So I read the caption and I went to her page and I've loved it ever since. She posts these really cute like little infographics. I wonder how she makes them because they're adorable. So she's really fun to follow. She's also a really talented makeup artist. Some of her effects makeup is really, really impressive. So I really love to follow Laura. I also love to follow Glow Bar. I found them through a podcast. I think it was a Gary Vee podcast that my mom sent to me because they were talking about aesthetics and stuff like that. So I listened to that episode and I follow them on Instagram ever since, and I'm so glad that I do. They're a spa. I believe they have more than one location now, but I think it started in like New York City or something, you know, some big city like that, and they were very focused on this isn't going to be like a frou-frou relaxing treatment. It's 30 minutes. You're coming in, you're going to cleanse your own skin. They literally have like a, you know, a big sink where their clients cleanse their own skin so that the whole 30 minutes can be focused on treatment, which I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's a great, I mean, if I was going to go get a facial, I would want them to cleanse my skin just because I'm lazy, but I totally see the purpose for it in this instant, gosh. But I totally see the purpose for it in this instance. Their Instagram story highlights are very informative. There's one time they talked about microneedling at home, and that really ticked me off. Please don't do that. Please don't do that, please. But they have a highlight called Skinfo. I think it might be part of their website, but they also have, I think it's a highlight on their Instagram that links to the part of their website called Skindex, which is really interesting, and I'm all for resources for your clients and the average consumer, people who don't know a lot about skin. For people who do, you can always learn more. Glow Bar is also a fantastic example of branding. I feel like branding in the spa industry is all very similar across the board. Their logo and color and stuff like that is like orange. Like a bright orange, and it's not my style, but it's their brand, and I love that. I see that red orange circle on my Instagram feed and I know glow bar just posted. I also love to follow Rene Rouleaux. I don't exactly know how I found this blog. I'm not really a blog reader. I have to follow you and become a fan of yours on Instagram, and then maybe I'll consider reading your blog. And somehow I found this blog and I loved this blog post. She was talking about the top 9 skin sins that she had experienced over her 20-something years of being an esthetician, and some of them were very terrifying. But it was very interesting to read, and she owns her own skincare company. I believe she lives in Texas. She rides motorcycles. Her Instagram story highlight that's called Skincare Lab, I think. That one's really interesting if you're interested in the business behind making skincare products, the actual behind the scenes of it. Super, super interesting. So she's got a good mix of just like her life, but also owning a skincare company, but also being an esthetician for 20-something years. I also really like to follow Wilder North Botanicals. That's a much smaller kind of company. Her mailers, the boxes that she mails her products in, are the cutest stinking things I've ever seen in my life. There's like butterflies and like flowers, I think. She sells skincare products. While a lot of them are fragrance containing, she does sell a couple that are fragrance free. She also sells a lot of more of like the tool aspects. Like she sells different shaped gua shas, and there's one of those like matte, like a little eye mask things that's like made out of the stone, but it's like woven together. Like, oh my gosh, that would be so relaxing during a facial. So she's more on the holistic side of things, but she talks a lot about gua sha and the lymph system, which is super, super interesting to me. And not only the mailers are gorgeous, but the packaging on the actual skincare products themselves, gorgeous. 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss. I love to follow Glow Skincare LA. Casey, she is an esthetician in California, and she owns a spa called Glow Skincare. She wholesales these facial towels that have like a perfect cutout for the mouth and the nose so you can fold it over nicely. She wholesales these cold rollers. Her spa is the cutest stinking thing I ever did see. She's got like a little LED bar, which is super fun. She is actually how I learned about Zinc It Over. I'm not sure if that's the name of the brand or just the name of the product, but there's this company who makes a sprayable makeup setting spray that has SPF, which is it as effective as applying sunscreen? Absolutely not, but is it better than nothing? Yes. And they have a bunch of fragrancy ones. There's like a lavender one and stuff like that, but they do have an unscented one. So I learned about them through Glow Skincare, which is pretty cool. She also has a podcast with one of her best friends who is mainly a lash artist. It's called Beauty Biz BFFs. I've listened to several episodes of that podcast. That's a good one as well. Holistic Skin and Care. I love that handle. First of all, I think that's super, super cute. It's very aesthetically pleasing, as are all of these accounts. There are like a chunk of posts from a little while back of like anatomical artwork, which I think is so cool, so pretty, so interesting, because it's inside all of us, but we can't see it in such a beautiful way like that every day. So I really, really enjoy artwork like that. But they also post really short, simple little nuggets like this one. This is one of my favorites. Skin or Touch Hunger. It's a real thing. Dr. Candace Pert. From my research with endorphins, I know the power of touch to stimulate and regulate our natural chemicals, the ones that are tailored to act at precisely the right times and exactly the appropriate dosages to maximize our feelings of health and well-being. I love that because my love language is physical touch, hands down, and it's not like a super bedroom-esque thing. It's just like Cameron could literally just like pat me on the back, put his hand on my shoulder, pat me on the head. It's like anything like that. Like the physical sensation of my husband touching me makes me feel more, it's like all I can do is like, it just makes me feel so cozy and safe and loved. And that's a really cool thing about skin. Anyway, I digress. I also think I kind of recently found By Skincare, which is so cute because her name is Kara. Skincare? Skin? Care? No? Okay. She has the cutest stinking graphics on her photos. Not just like a graphic, but like she puts graphics on her photos. Like a picture of her, and then she like colors the background like it's something different, and it's so cute. And she is also in the process of opening her own spa, so she talks a lot about that on her Instagram stories. She's definitely more active on stories than she is on her feed, but she is super, super fun to watch. It's been really cool seeing her spa kind of come to life as she's been remodeling it and decorating it and things like that. That's been really, really cool and inspiring. And as far as the business side of things go, my very favorite, hands down, is Spa Strong. Melissa and her husband Royal are the dream team. If you listen to the kind of intro episodes of the podcast, you kind of get their whole story, but basically Melissa was an esthetician for many, many years, and because of injuries and things like that, she can't really actively work, not for long hours in a day, bent over doing lash extensions. And her husband Royal is a police officer, and their whole mission is empowering estheticians through boundaries. Boundaries is like their number one. Balance, health, and safety. So they talk about parts of the industry that other people don't really focus on, don't really talk about. Things that can and do happen behind closed doors of treatment rooms, and how to handle those situations, leaving your spa late at night by yourself if you're the last one out, taking care of yourself first in terms of business, cover your butt, in terms of your health and your body, because when you're an esthetician or a cosmetologist or in the service industry in general, it can be kind of hard, especially for me. I have the worst posture in the whole world. It's so easy to forget about your, keeping your shoulders down, unclenching your jaw, straightening your spine, things like that. So they talk about those aspects of the business. Setting boundaries, maintaining some sort of balance in your career life, all that good stuff, health and safety, and it is very empowering. They do courses and things like that. I really, 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 really want to take her next course. I'm super excited about that. It's about keeping your clients. And like I said, I've been licensed for less than a year, so I'm still working on building my clientele. So I really want to take that course. But yes, Spa Strong is one of my very favorite business tools. So that's everything. Those are all my very favorite. I'm sure there's more, and I would love to find more. So if you guys have any that I didn't mention, definitely leave it down below, the platform you like to follow them on, and a little bit about them. That would be really, really cool. But those are all my very favorites. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos of mine, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. This is why I took notes. I feel like I'm rambling already. So I really, 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 really love watching, but I think they have a highlight also about, like, that's called